King on screen.
This week, Robert, we have
Christine.
Christine,
You
Keith
can call her
Gordon's second best role after Jaws 2.
Oof.
Ooh,
And right there
no.
between that and was it Dress to Kill and
And
then he
Back
then he
to
be,
School.
and yeah and he was a good actor, but
Yeah.
he obviously went more into directing, which is great. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so this was released in December of 1983. But the book was released in April of 1983, and that's the same month they started filming. So this was probably the
Oh,
first time Stephen King was hitting his stride. So before books are even published, everything's bought, and movie had already started shooting. So it was obviously rights were bought well before. It's probably still in kind of the galleys stage or the publisher. So
that's when you know you made it. It's
yeah,
like Jurassic Park, the rights were bought before the book even,
yeah.
came
Even
out or
though
whatever.
Stephen King doesn't really like this movie, but
Oh, this is not on his
no,
list?
no, he thinks it's too boring. But anyway,
Oh, interesting.
which is I'm not sure why. I do enjoy it, but so as you know, it's directed by John Carpenter.
Yes.
He was not. He had just came off The Thing, which was disastrous. I mean, obviously it's a classic now, but for
Right. No,
him,
you're right.
it was career. So he took this as a job. So he even states this is a job to him. He has no love for passion for this, but I
Yeah.
think it's a good, solid movie, and I think but like we talked before, it's like right away we had George Romero and Kubrick and Carp. I mean, like you have all the horror greats
So good.
going right away with for the King work. So,
It's a
and it,
golden time for
yeah,
King. I mean,
oh,
it really is.
100%. So,
And just to John Carpenter's credit though, it does feel like a Carpenter film. Like there are scenes. The one that comes to mind is when Arnie is in the garage and the car turns on after he asks the questions, and they have that Carpenter
mhm.
synthesizer, and you're like, oh, I'll get you. It's I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of this movie. It was one of those
Oh
ones I
yeah,
watched, you know, younger, and I'm like, this is great.
yeah,
It's fun. It's fun.
yeah. Still like it. So Keith Gordon, obviously, I don't know if you saw my notes about who they originally pitched for to play Arnie was Scott Baio.
Oh shit! Oh, Brooke Shields as Lee and Scott
Yeah,
Baio as Arnie.
yeah. Can you
Yeah.
imagine what type of movie? I don't think we would be talking about it.
No, no, not at all.
Yeah. And I believe in the John Stockwell character, that was going to be Kevin Bacon originally. And so I've heard conflicting. I heard he actually had signed on, but then backed out because then he got the lead in Footloose. And as obviously that would make more, that's where he's a true lead. And so that's why John
Yeah,
Stockwell plays the dentist character. So
and he does a good job in that too. I mean,
yeah, no,
you know,
I liked it. They all seemed obviously, you look back and everybody's much older than high
yeah,
school,
right. They're
but
18.
yeah, but yeah, so I think it was Alexandra Paul's first film, so she's probably I felt like there's something else. Oh, Kelly Preston is in this. And
Yeah,
this was like one of her first film roles. She barely has any lines. Like I think she has like 4 or 5 words that she says, but
yeah, you're right. And her character comes in and out, and like she's kind of an afterthought in this.
yeah. I remember I saw one video people were like said nothing against Alexandra Paul, who's a beautiful woman, but nobody would walk past Kelly Preston, push Kelly Preston out of the way
No
to
way.
yeah. So,
That's so true. Where was the
but yeah.
football field in this film?
So the football field was in Calabasas High School, or one of the high schools out in Calabasas. And then they
Okay.
used other schools. I know uh, where we just at the Van Nuys High School was one of the exteriors and so forth.
Oh, okay, right.
But yeah, so they kind of shot a little bit of kind of all over the place. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's
yeah,
fun, and what you said about all these directors in a row, Kubrick and John Carpenter and uh who was the other one? The Dead
George
Zip.
Romero with
Yeah,
Creepshow. Yeah,
George Romero. We had really like a golden era, and this
yeah,
was King's early stuff. I mean, talk about powerhouse out of the gate. And I think Christine, I understand the effects of the car crumpling
hmm
is reverse footage and all that, but I think the effects were actually not bad for
yeah.
1983
Which was
standards.
not part of the original film. That was part of reshoots. They were just going to
Really?
see the car magically back together or whatever. And I think it was John Carpenter that said he needs a little bit more something. And so I think it's Ray Arbogast kind of came up with that. So that was originally not part of the original script. It was just supposed to be the car. The next time you see the car was magically, but you would just figure it out somehow this happened. But
Oh, I'm so glad that they
yeah,
added those in.
yeah. So it works. I mean, because it is like the soundtrack. It is kind of like a Halloween 3 soundtrack needle drop on those things, But
Yeah, I like those.
and one of the best quotes, "Show me," with
Yes, I was gonna. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay, show
which
me.
was part of that scene. So,
Yeah,
um, but yeah, so it all
that's noise
works.
pollution. What you're doing?
That's one of my favorite quotes. That's noise pollution, what you're doing.
Yeah, it's great.
I love the mother in this, and I think I read she's
Yes,
like it's one of those cases where she's like 12 years older than her son or from than Keith Gordon in the movie, in real
yes,
life.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it works in the movie. You don't, she seems like the mom, but so couple of trivia. So it takes place in 1978, and that's when it took place. That's when the book took place. And so it was interesting they didn't move it up to the 80s because everybody seems kind of 80. I'm like, there's nothing like
Yeah.
it doesn't quite seem like 78, but that's where they have titles and that's where it's supposed to take place. But
Right.
that's
Right.
that's the same year as Halloween, of course, is supposed to take place and was shot. And we have a couple similar neighborhoods in Pasadena and South Pasadena where they
Oh,
shot. So Arnie's house is kind of right down the street from. It's about a block up. If you walk a block up from Arnie's house, is where the girls in Halloween walk home from school. And where Lind, speed,
interesting.
yes,
Yeah,
the speed kills scene is kind of up and around the corner. So, and in the
I
Halloween
had no idea.
Rob Zombie remake, that same street, and then right across the street from Arnie's house is uh, the house from National Treasure, his dad's house
Oh, cool. I
is
know
right
exactly what
there.
you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. It's right there.
yeah. And then Dennis's house is actually in West Hollywood on Genesee Avenue, so it's up the street
Oh, I
from,
know
or
that.
I should
Yeah.
say down the street from the Nightmare on Elm Street
Nightmare on Elm
house.
Street.
So,
Yeah.
so his house shows up a couple times in Halloween. So the first time,
Oh,
Lori's sitting on the stoop with her pumpkin, and she looks to the left. So that's in South Pasadena. She looks to the left, and she's looking out in West Hollywood, and you can actually see the Genesee Avenue sign, and you see Dennis's house, and she looks to the right, and she's in Pasadena. And then
can you
later,
tell
yeah,
us what that one is again? I'm sorry to interrupt.
what's that?
What scene that is where she looks
So
to the
when
left?
Lori's waiting for Annie to pick her up.
Speed kills.
Yeah, or no, no,
Okay.
that's the South Pasadena suit.
What
So
Lori's waiting for Amy to pick her up in one.
Annie to pick her up. Yeah. So
Annie to pick her up in
she has the pumpkin and she's sitting on the stoop by her house. Yeah.
yes.
She looks
Yes.
to the left and she's looking at West Hollywood and she looks to the right and it's actually South Pasadena.
Oh, nice.
And
Sorry.
then later, when Dr. Loomis he's walking up Genesee Avenue and Sheriff Brackett's like, he's like, well, I saw him, his car's 2 houses down. He's like looking. And then kind of the very end of the film where the kids run out screaming from the house, and Dr. Loomis kind of walks up into the camera, and so behind him is Dennis's house. So
Interesting. That's very
yeah,
cool. Good
so
catch.
Carpenter loves that block.
Well, they just stole a mask and some rope. What do you think it was? It was Arnie from Christine, sir. He's
Yeah,
in this
so
universe
he said,
today.
yeah, so
That's very interesting, Robert. Cool. I'm gonna look
yeah,
out for that actually shot.
yeah.
Um, what was the deal with Buddy Repperton, the guy that tries to get him with the knife? Was he just like, hey, I'm just lifting weights and I'm a jerk? I mean, was he like the token bully in Christine?
He
Because he
was.
didn't
I
serve
mean,
a purpose except for revenge.
yeah. Well, yeah. I was probably just wanted to illustrate that he was bullied, and this was
Yeah.
um before, yeah. So, and I feel like I met him. I met a bunch of the cast at
Huh.
Dark Delicacies many years ago. And then
Darkness.
Stu Charno from Friday 13th Part Two
Yeah.
was there, and so a lot of those people
Oh,
kind of were there. So Alexandra Paul was there. So I've met her a couple times. So several years ago, I was going to Sean Clark's house, and I think it was the first time I'd been there. So when like you're like, is this the right? You ring the doorbell, and
right. Yeah.
and Alexandra Paul opens the door. She's like, "Hello," and I was like, when you're like, "Oh, am I at the right?" And my first thought is like, "Is this Alexandra Paul?" Like, am I at the right house? And two, I was like, "Is this Alexandra Paul?"
Right.
Both were true. Yeah, I was at the right
Oh, that's
house, and
amazing.
it was her. So, but and I can't. She said something funny. She's like, I'm Sean's cleaning woman or something. Anyway,
I'm trying to cleaning.
or something.
Oh, that's so cool. What were you doing there? Just looking at props and stuff?
Yeah. I had some free time and I had not been down to his house to see his props or anything like that. So, but yeah, so
Nice.
she was there, I think, to pick up some photos because she was going to a convention. So,
I'm looking up if there's any Christine movie posters original available. That poster
uh,
was legit.
it was a good poster, and I remember wasn't there a lot of words on the poster if I remember. But
Oh, right. Were there?
I felt
Yes,
like
there were.
it was one of those where you had to read the poster to see what was going on.
You need to check out this poster from your library, sir. Yeah, how do you kill something that can't be alive? She was born
Yeah,
bad, plain and simple. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but
yeah.
it's a mouthful. Now, a 58 Plymouth Fury wasn't it not a 57 in the book?
Oh, there was something I can't remember, and I remember on the back of the book, it's not even Stephen King sitting on some car, and it's not even the right car from what I remember. So,
Oh, really?
but something like that. But yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah,
um,
no, it was a 58 in the book.
yeah, I'm going through my pictures. Yeah. So the guy that played Moochie was there, Stu Charno.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
Stephen Tash, who played Rich. Remember at the beginning of Ghostbusters, but the guy keeps getting zapped. Um,
Yeah, right.
yeah. So he was. Yeah. I forgot I had met him too. He's in Christine
I'm
as
not
well.
really
So.
liking this
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, and I met
Sick.
Buddy. I'm going through my pictures now. I'm like, oh, I met a bunch of these people. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Oh,
but
you got to put them together. We can share. That's really
yes.
cool.
But anyway, so yeah, so I still like Christine. Still works for me.
Yeah,
Um,
it is cool.
I have it on 4K and Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
Well, my Blu-ray is signed by most of the cast, and then I got
Oh,
the so I can't get rid of it. But
no, no, not at all. How does the 4K hold up?
it was
Or
good.
look, I
Yeah,
should say.
yeah. I think it looked good. I haven't watched it. I watched it right when I got it, and so. But just, I love the kind of 80s aesthetics and the lens. Now we do lens flares on purpose, but that's you just had those natural lens flares. And I know we've talked about before, like
Yeah,
the imagery of Christine on fire
it's
driving in
amazing.
is
That's
still
true John Carpenter. It's like the
a
thing
great,
on
yeah.
fire
So
and
yeah,
Michael Myers. It's his thing. It's great.
yeah,
The last thing I'll say about Christine was I'll ask you, I should say.
yeah.
I have my own opinion. Do you think it's an underrated movie, overrated? What's your thoughts?
I don't know. I would say maybe underrated now. I don't think people really talk about it anymore, you know?
Me too. Yeah, I don't think it's a landmark. Like, I can't believe you haven't seen, but it. I feel like it should get more love than it does.
Yeah,
And you don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe it's just me, but
Now they will. It was slated for another remake, I remember, but then I feel like that just kind of maybe went away, but I've not heard. Yeah, but
yeah, you're right. I think I did hear about that. But yeah, definitely due to rewatch this. It's been a minute. By a minute, I mean I think I watched it last October after Children of the Corn,
for you,
as I
that's a
do every
minute. So
year.
yeah.
Right. And you know what I haven't watched in a minute? The Stand.
I knew we took it.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh.
But that's King on Screen, Christine.